Hi, this is Leah, and today my subject is about silent flight, specifically in owls and why it evolved. I produced my visuals through a slides presentation, but made it into a Pear deck, which is interactive for students. So I'm showing you the student end of this. It starts out, they get a link and they tell me how they're feeling today, and it'll begin our journey of learning about evolution and the ecology of silent flight in owls. Okay, so this is actually a slide deck I got from Slides Go. This image and a lot of the images are actual virtual images provided by Slides Go, so they're not real pictures, but the real pictures in the slides will have captions telling you where I got them. Okay, so our first slide to introduce this subject, just to get their interest in, is we would watch a video by BBC Earth about owls' silent flight compared to other birds. Um, and what students discover in this video is that owls actually push or cause much less air turbulence, which makes them more silent flyers. And then you can see this owl flying over these feathers laid out here, and they barely disturb the surface. So that's just to get students thinking about the subject and getting them interested and giving them some pieces of information about silent owl flight. Okay, the first activity students will do is just answer. So, owls are renowned for their silent flight. We just saw that in the video. Why do you think owls have silent flight? So, here they can type it in, whatever their ideas are, in full sentences, and I can actually share these out with the class as we're doing them together, and we can see everyone's response and kind of have that as a talking point during class. Okay, so introduction, the research paper we're going to explore. Um, they weren't researching just why owl flight is silent, but how it evolved, like why it evolved. So, is it stealth or self masking? How wing structures have evolved for silent flight and silent flight in other vertebrates. Silent flight in owls, why? Okay, so these are the two hypotheses that the researchers had. Masking the noise of flight could help the owl hear prey better, or stealth, masking the noise of flight could hide the owl's approach. Which one would you choose? So students can choose, and this will actually show up as a bar chart on my end that I can project so students kind of see where everyone's thinking. So I'm going to choose self masking. I think they want to hear their prey better. Okay, now we're presented with this diagram that's actually from the paper, and it's showing the self-masking hypothesis. Okay, and this is showing the background noise, wing noise, and the prey here. So the prey noise going towards the bird's ears. All right. This down here is showing the stealth hypothesis, which is showing the sound going towards the mouse's ears with the background noise. And so basically what this is demonstrating is it better for an owl, considering the background noises and wing noises, to be able to hear the mouse? Or is it better for the mouse not to hear the owl over the ambient background noise? And this is how you would figure that out. There's an equation for each one to figure out like what the background noise is versus wing noise and the eventual noise that gets to the target ear. Okay. And so before I explain this to students, though, I want them to just notice and what do they wonder? Maybe they just wonder, I wonder why the arrows point to the owl in the top and why they point to the mouse in the bottom. And again, they get to share this with their peers. They can even add more responses, like maybe someone else said, what is the background noise? And maybe that's something we look at. There actually is a chart in the paper that we can take a look at, or other things that the students are interested in to try to figure this out. Okay, so stealth hypothesis. This is just an overview. Focus. Prey's ability to detect the approaching owl, the mouse's ear, or the vole or the insect's ear. Okay, main idea, silent flight allows owls to approach prey without being detected. Implications, owls evolve silent features to reduce noise, enabling stealth attacks on prey. Okay, then we introduce self-masking hypothesis. The focus, improving the owl's hearing ability during hunting, the owl's ear. Main idea, reduced wing noise interference to better locate and hear prey. Implications, owls evolve silent flight to minimize self noise and maximize the ability to hear prey sounds. Okay, so what do we need to know about? What do we need to know about to evaluate the two hypotheses? So, or hypotheses. Okay, so maybe the students like, I want to know about self masking. So, what is an owl's hearing like? Okay. They can also use text box in here. They can draw pictures, which is pretty cool. So they could also say with stealth, um, do prey have great hearing? Can they hear an owl or other predators approach? Okay, so again, there we share these out with the class so that students are not just getting notes passively, but they're participating in class discussion and sharing their ideas out. Okay, so evidence from the paper. Now, the students have these numbers on the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want them to rank what they think is the most important evidence for self-masking. So maybe I think the most important evidence for self masking is evolution features. Owls have a disc face and offset ear canals that enhance hearing in owls. Maybe I think the second one is natural observation. Okay, owls with better silent flight feathers have demonstrated or improved localization of wrestling or chewing prey. Okay, and then I number them of their importance or their value to supporting this claim. Okay. On the next page, we have evidence about the stealth hypothesis. Okay. So in this one, so prey in the natural environment often demonstrates surprise just moments before an owl strike. So maybe I think that's number one because the animals didn't hear the approach. Maybe they just saw a shadow or something like that. Okay, so maybe I think two is the evolution traits. Three might be sound or field shape of the wing. And four would be the natural observations. Okay. And again, this is up to students. I can even overlay the slides to kind of see what they're thinking. Like, are they all thinking the same thing? Are they all thinking very different things? And we can use that as a conversation piece during the lesson. Okay, so now students are going to create a mind wrap around the hypothesis they would like to support so far. And I'll let them know they haven't been presented with all the evidence yet. So they can come in here, they can make um, a text box and say, I want to say self-masking, okay, self-masking. And I'm going to draw with my very poor drawing skills um, an owl's dish face, okay, and sound going into it. And maybe I'm going to draw, this is a great horned owl, I'm sure you can tell. And maybe I'm going to say it's quiet at night. Quiet at night. And I'm going to say the some other information that maybe I got from previous slides. So I can fill that out with all the evidence I've collected so far and things I'm thinking about to support my central idea. Okay, so how would learning about silent flying vertebrates help you determine which hypothesis is more likely? I might not know anything about this yet, but I might, maybe other creatures developed silent flying for different reasons. Okay, so that might be my comment. I might know a lot about one of these other ones, and this is a great time to bring in some prior knowledge because maybe kids live near an area with bats and they know that they fly fairly silently, except for the clicks and things they put out as their sonar location. Um, After that, they're going to go in and we're going to look at like, what do we notice? So this is a chart directly from the paper, and it's showing background noise in red and the wing noise in blue. Okay, so I might write in here, I might start circling and being like, wow, look at bats. Okay, and of course I can change this size too if I don't want to be so obnoxious. But look at this bird. Look at this Mexican whippoorwill. So if I circle here, I might write a note as a student and say, this one matches the background noise almost exactly. What does this bird use it for? Now I'm more curious. Like I thought maybe owls were the only silent flyers. Okay. Obviously, this bird is not a very silent flyer. Okay. But we're given two examples of silent flyers. So what do I notice? What do I wonder about this? And then we'll talk more about what this means and what it means to match up with the background noise and how that relates back to the equations we looked at earlier. Okay, so bats and some other species of birds have silent flight too. What might this tell you about owl silent flight? So this could be anything about uh, maybe there is a reason that silent flight has evolved in other species. Could it be that the bird and the owl are both hunters, so need to be silent? Or is the bird trying to hide from being prey? Okay, so whatever students are thinking, it's a great time to share their ideas and discuss that. Okay, so what does this have to do with this paper? Why would they show it in there? Okay, so this is towards the end. So the authors of the paper claim there is more evidence to support the self-masking hypothesis, but they admit that the data available is not clear-cut. So the students are going to write in their science notebook, they're going to create an argument for or against the support of the self-masking hypothesis. And they can use evidence from the article, which I've given a link down here. They can use evidence from the video we watched, and they can use evidence from the slides I presented. Okay. And then on the next slide, after they write that out, they're going to share a synopsis of their argument and the supporting evidence. Okay, and so here again, they can type out, they can draw pictures or diagrams to show what they're thinking to support their hypothesis. Okay, these are all my references that I used, and this is the thanks to Slides Go. Okay, so Slides Go has lots of different templates. It's great to use, fun, and you can do computer generated art as well as questions now. Thank you. Have a great one.